Welcome back to the Eastern Plains of Colorado here on McCaffrey Farms. For today's video, as you can tell in the start of the video, Dad and I did some driving here just recently. It was yesterday. We left at 4:30 in the morning here and we got back about 11:55 at night our time. We went to Groton, South Dakota to pick a few things up, and I'm about to show you what we got. Before I show you what we got, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Be sure to like the video if you enjoy it, and be sure to ring the bell icon. That'll notify you when I post my videos on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. But let's see what we got. Like said, went to Groton, South Dakota for these. Basically, South Dakota, North Dakota borderline. It was a long trip. We did it in one day. It wasn't that terrible, but let's open it up and look at what we got and get them out of the pickup. So these are the deals we got. I believe they're called 360 Yield Bandits. They place fertilizer on both sides of the row. The reason we got these is because our current fertilizer only does it on one side. The advantage of putting it on both sides is it should help the root grow both directions instead of one direction, getting better root structure. And another reason is right here, they actually bolt on to the back of the row unit. You'll see it later in this video when we put them on. I'll try and include all that into this video, but I'll make my way around our mud puddle. But the way we'll have to put them on is there's two bolts under here. You drop those out, the Yield Bandits will go here, and then you attach the closing wheels to the back of those deals. These aren't the exact way we wanted to go. We had looked at a system like this. It was a Yetter one, but it's a little more expensive, and they're actually used, but they have hardly any acres on them, and we got them for like half price of what they're worth even, and they started cheaper than Yetter anyways, so saved quite a bit of money doing it this way. And it came with all of the valves and orifices and everything, and they said they could put out quite a bit of fertilizer with them. They should be able to do what we need cheaper, and they're also a lot narrower. The Yetters would add like 13 inches onto the back of the row. These will add maybe 6. That'll be better because it's already tight enough getting the planter into the shed. First things first, since we now have those 360 Bandit deals for fertilizer, before we start putting them on, the first thing we need to do is we need to take these two bolts out on all 16 rows of the original 2x2 fertilizer, because the way it's set up, it only puts fertilizer on one side of the row. What we have now puts it on both sides. That's the advantage to it. We no longer need that. We need to have those on first because where we're redoing all the fertilizer lines like this anyways, we need to know how far back we need to go on all of them. So first things first, we're going to take those off, and then from there start taking closing wheels off and putting the new fertilizer units on. So I'll go over to the red Ford. We've messed with those some when we first got this planter, but I can't remember what size they are, so I'll get the wrenches and everything need, and then we'll start taking those off. But first things first, this attachment here, it's a push to connect, so you pull that up and it lifts up off of this just like that. We need to disconnect all those, and then we'll pull them out once we get all these off and take the old fertilizer system off. So right now I've gotten 7 of them off. All the other ones are not wanting to budge. So Dad is going to go get some acetylene, because since it's Friday and close to the time the co-op closes that we get it from, and they won't be open tomorrow morning, he's gonna go get some, so that way we can torch all these other ones off and get them off. But for now, I'm gonna move these, pull a tractor back in the shed and work on plumbing it all in. That'll be for another video after this one, but once Dad gets back, we'll get back to this project. I'm gonna start dropping the closing wheels off. First, I'll go get the 360 Yield Bandits and put them down, and then I'll start dropping all of the row closers, start taking those off, and then getting everything lined up, put back on. Once Dad gets back, or tomorrow while I'm gone helping my uncle, I think Dad will go through, cut the rest of those bolt heads off, get the rest of those out. Then from there, place where we got the acetylene bottle, they were also the ones that built those stands for the red balls. They were done. Once we get those off, we can start pulling all the old lines off, mocking those up, putting them how we need to, and then from there we can run the lines back to these 360s. All right, so we got all the closing wheels off. Got these first 2 mounted on. Like I said, all it is there's a bolt right there, bolt right there. Drop those out of the closing wheels. That comes off. Put those back on like that, and then there's the box of bolt and nuts, and then that's where you mount the closing wheels back on. So my camera's about dead, but I'll do that and then show you when I'm done. All right, so we got those put on. Dad'll have to put the closing wheels on tomorrow. I'm gonna be helping my Uncle brand calves tomorrow, so I won't be here. Let me turn the light on first. But Dad'll probably put the closing wheels back on. We got all 16 of them put on, tightened. So thank you for watching the video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed it, and be sure to hit the bell icon. I'll notify you when I post videos. As for now, that's all. Thank you for watching. See you next time.